As I said in the intro, this course is not about designing a character, but drawing a character and then animate it. I will focus mostly on the animation. But before that, we need a character. So I will draw a simple knight together with you, and we can animate it later on. I will show you how to export it, how to build it up properly, so it will be a perfect fit to animate it in Dragon Bones. When I set up my Inkscape and I open it, I go to File, Document Properties, and make sure that the page border is not shown. I don't like it, I don't need it now. I can draw anywhere I want. So just turn that off. The first thing I draw when I know what I want to draw, so I went through all the process and figured out my character and what is his motivation and how I want to do it. The first thing I do, I usually draw a very simple shape. It can be any color, it can be orange, it can be yellow, whatever. I draw the character in very simple shapes just to get the proportions. So in this time, it's gonna be a little knight. It's gonna be a sweet cartoon-like character. It's gonna be a friendly knight. It's gonna be our hero for a, let's say, a mobile game. So it's gonna be tiny with a big head. This is a proportion good for children and mobile games. And that's it. A big square head, tinier body, and it's gonna have arms and legs, very small ones, and a giant sword. When I have my little character built, I think about the size. Size matters and size doesn't matter. It matters because there are different devices, different screens, mobile devices, etc. where you want to know what size your character has to be. In this case, I will aim for a 250 by 250 square. I will take care that my character fit that size. So I will scale it up, scale it down for whatever I need to fit 250 by 250. To fit 250 by 250. If it's too small, I scale it up. If it's too big, I scale it down. And that's it. And the rest of the animation will be designed in this size. The other thing is why it doesn't matter is because it's vector. It's so easy to scale up and scale down. You did your whole drawing in a bad size, it's too big, just scale it down. If it's too small, just scale it up. Take care only about one thing: when you scale, do it proportionally. And the only thing you can do, or you have to do, is click this little lock here, so the width is going with the height. That's it. No other trick. Okay, so this is what I drew, and I like the proportion. So let's draw the helmet. Can be a bit wider. I go to path, object to path. With control click, I turn all the edges into curves, and then I set it. So it's curvy and it doesn't have a very sharp edge. With this, I make sure that my character is friendly. Think about buttons online. Friendly buttons are the rounded ones. So, okay, this is the helmet more or less. It's a typical bucket helmet, I would say. Okay, if this is the helmet, let's give it a lighter bluish color. With Shift Ctrl F, I opened the fill and stroke window where I set the colors, and I go a lighter color, more gray. Okay, because he's wearing a full metal gear, a full metal armor, it could be just gray, but I want a colorful game, so I make him bluish at least. Alright, if this is the helmet, I can add a visor, which is just a square again, object to path. I control click these two nodes, so the front is a bit curved. Again. This is the place where the knight is watching out of the armor. I select these two nodes, push them together a bit. These two can come in again. Okay. I will make it a different color, just so I see what I'm doing. Select these nodes again, and with this plus sign, I insert another node. I move out. This is usually how I also draw a pencil. Very easy. Or an arrow for websites or something, or icons, it's great, I think. Alright, so far so good. Now I select this circle, which is gonna be the hinge. And with the Shift Ctrl A, I open the Align and Distribute window. And I aligned the middle of these two elements. I Ctrl D, duplicate again. And I make a darker element. Not so dark. Okay. Now I have the hinge around the visor, so it can flip up and down already. Now I make the holes on it, grill to watch through. How I do that is I draw a simple line and I bend it. Again, in the fill and stroke window, I can set that it doesn't have a fill, but it has a stroke. And I want the stroke to be this dark blue. And I want the stroke style to be much bigger. Say 26. It's up to you. It's up to you how big you are drawing. Yeah, I probably drew in a giant size. You can always check the size of your character, of what you are drawing, when you push 1 on the keyboard. 1 is setting the zoom to 100%. Okay, so now if I check it, yeah, it's already smaller. Okay, almost. About this size is fine. This will be here in the front. I duplicated it, Ctrl D, put it here. And I want to keep the same bend. So how I do that, with double click, I add nodes and delete the end nodes. Once again, duplicate the hole. I double click inside, like here, here, and I delete these. Nice. With Shift Ctrl A again, I open up the Align and Distribute window and distribute these elements horizontally, so the distance is the same between them. What I also want to do is duplicate this and cut it halfway. No stroke paint. I need a fill this time. I duplicated it, cut it halfway, just path difference. Perfect. This will be a darker shadowy part of the visor. This one I colored the same as the helmet. Now this is my shadow color. What I'm gonna do color wise with this character, I leave this with page up. What I want to do color wise with this character is that I'm gonna use not many colors, so I'm gonna variate the same few colors all the time. So I have a very dark color, a light color, and a medium color. This is what I'm gonna do now. I can select all of the elements of the visor, or not yet. I select the base of the visor together with this circle, Ctrl D. Now with Union, I push them together, Union, and with the page down, move them back. What I'm doing now is giving it a cartoon shade, a line around the character. So I'm holding shift and I'm picking this color. Perfect. One more down. Okay, this is what we have now. As you look at it, it has a nice outline. Why I didn't do it like simply only giving it to this? Because this would happen. Because this doesn't have an outline and I don't want a line going through. That's why I made another shape. Now I can select all of this, Ctrl G, and I have the visor. I can move this rotation point and already see how it's gonna move in the animation when my character is running around. Perfect. I add one more little light to my character and maybe make it darker and use this as the lighter part. I just simply duplicate it. And now I do the same. Select these two elements, Ctrl G. And I give a stroke to this one. Now, because nothing is covering this, it has to be a lighter stroke. So if that one was 18, this one has to be like 10. Almost, it can be like 9. And then it's the same line width everywhere. So this is the helmet. Now you get the colors, and now I'm gonna make the body and the rest of the little knight.